right. Goodness, I always got cheap stuff, man. Cheap chairs, and it's no wonder my back's all messed up. Whatever. What's going on, folks? Welcome back to the Koozie Time YouTube channel. In today's video, it's actually going to be a little bit of a story for y'all. Isn't that right? Yeah. Now I got a bone to pick with, what would you call it?
Mopar.
I got a bone to pick with Mopar. Specifically, the lanyard over here and the lanyard over here, but especially this one. Oh my goodness. Now I tell you what, y'all wouldn't believe it, but Dodge is just, it just ain't cutting it no more. Dodge is, I love it to death, but holy cow. You know, having owned both of these cars, I have a whole new perspective on them. And I tell you what, I took out old Serenity over here, my SRT, my Hellcat. I took her for a little drive out in Mexico, and let's just say we were, we passed 140, all right? And she fell apart. I know. You're probably thinking, well, go figure, it's a Dodge. They're built to fall apart, duh. Now, when I tell you this one fell apart, I mean it quite literally. Hang on, hold on. I gotta get to it.
He always forgets stuff.
Yeah. All right. Now, most people call this a splash guard or a skid plate. I call it a trophy now. Yeah. Now, I'm here to confirm that if you drive any sort of Challenger or Charger and you go over 140, they are bound to fall apart. I can't make this up. I mean, you see the damage? See the hole? I sure see it. It's something else. I don't know. Every time I have ever gone over 140 in either of these cars, something has fallen off. Now, you're probably thinking that's a bunch of hogwash, but I'm here to tell you, that's real. Isn't that right, babe? That really do happen?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Now, just as the story goes, yeah, I was out the other night. I took the old Hellcat out. You know, I had to spread the wings a little bit, and I think I hit like 143. At the moment I hit 143, I just heard the most awful like sound, but it was so faint because I was going so fast that, you know, the wind was blowing real hard and you couldn't really hear nothing anyway. But as I slowed down, the sound got worse and worse and worse until I got down to about 70. And at that point, I started to hear a grinding sound. I was so scared it was one of my wheels about to fall off. Like, I was terrified. Now, I ended up getting down to about 20. And it was at that point that I knew something was dragging. And well, I pulled off into a hotel parking lot. Come to find it was a skid plate. And rather than be mad about it, and all upset and stuff, I laughed because what's the point? I mean, a car is a car. They come and go, and why not have fun with it? I actually got a good little picture of it right here. Needless to say, they're built for performance. They ain't built for quality, and it shows. I mean, this shit fell apart. Come on now. If you want to go fast, they go fast. If you want them to hold together, you ain't gonna get that. They fall apart. It's quite the mystery. Now this is all hot and dandy, and it kind of is what it is. Now we put the skid plate back up in the car. I folded it in half and put it in the trunk because there was no saving this thing. I mean, it fell off. It was done for. We take the highway, getting back on down the way, and I had the sunroof all the way open. And I thought, well, I've had my fun. Maybe I'll close it up, crank the AC, because it's Florida. Y'all know it gets hot down here. And I kid you not, it would close halfway and it'd go backwards. Like it was busted. I'm thinking, I hope that ain't busted. I mean, skid plate's one thing. A sunroof is a whole different game. Now, I tried it 3 or 4 more times and it did not want to close, no matter what I did. In fact, now, it wouldn't even slide all the way or slide backwards. It was just, you could click it and it would move just a little bit. So, I get all the way down to my buddy's house, and I tell you what, I tried it one more time, and I said, you know what? I think it's broken, but I haven't looked at it. So he gets out, my buddy, he gets out of the car, looks over, and I like get up on the, and I get up on there on the center console and stick my neck out kind of like that. Come to find, one of the plastic clips that the sunroof has to slide over to close and shut and all that jazz, I had broken one of the plastic clips. I had snapped the shit clean. Go figure. When I tell you these cars are not equipped to go over 140 comfortably, well, I can't say not comfortably. They're not equipped to go over 140 and remain in one piece. If they're brand new, I'm sure they're fine. Well, these ain't brand new. They definitely, they fall apart, but they still run and drive just fine, so, you know. I'm gonna get in here and show you what I mean when I tell you the sunroof is, well, it's closed now, thankfully, but it is busted. Hold on. Alright, so as you can see, it goes back all fine and smooth and dandy, right? I really don't know if y'all can see this. But right in there, this piece, right about here, it's a little square tab. Hang on. I don't know if y'all can see this piece right about here. I'm pushing on it, and it's funny that it's sitting still now, but it wasn't closing right the day of. I mean, this thing, it was sitting out and it was busted out. My buddy had to like push on it, and inch by inch we had to close it, and well, we got it to work, but it broke. So now we got a whole bunch of stuff we gotta fix. I gotta fix up the splash guard? Skirt? What would you call it, babe?
Skid plate busted.
Skid plate thing, that thing. I gotta fix this. I gotta fix everything, man. Come on now. Needless to say, these cars are a whole lot of fun, but if you want to have a whole lot of fun and expect them to stay in one piece when the job is done, don't count on it. It's just how that goes, right? But to each their own, tomato. I mean, you got Ford folks, you got Chevy folks. Neither of those are any better, but gosh, dudes, it's crazy. Now that's a whole lot of hoopla for this one. Let's talk about this one, because I ain't never explained that one. Now, this is where having my sweetheart fiance Lily comes in handy, because she was there and she remembers it clearly too. Now, this was, when was it? It was February, right? And we're gonna take it on back to February of this year. Now, we had gone on down to the airport because I had to pick her up, and I don't know how, I don't know why. I only hit like 120, right, maybe? Yeah, give or take about 120. And I started slowing down. I had the windows up and everything, so I really didn't hear anything until I slowed down to about 80, and I heard that like when one of these are about to fall off. Go figure. Except it wasn't a whole skid plate. It was something I've never even touched. Hold on. You're gonna like this. I got a collection of broken shit now. All right, now this is the one that came off the Challenger. Funny enough, right? Now this one, it sits well. I'll show you where it goes. Hang on. I don't know if I can put this into perspective for you and kind of where it goes, but it sits relatively like right in here somewhere, give or take. I don't know how else to better explain that, but it sits flat with like, I guess underneath the fender, kind of under the bumper or so. But with it dragging and it fell out, I mean, this is really all that was left, because it dragged for about 1.5 miles, right? So this situation, it was really just one of those things that I really didn't think to record or get a picture or video of. This is one of those things. I didn't have like extra pins. I didn't have zip ties. I had my good wits and my good looks. Rather than leave it hanging, I had no way to secure it back up there. So I had to I pulled it off because I had no other option, right? And it's just, well, it's one of my many trophies now. And I got anybody want some plastic pieces? Because I got a whole bunch now. Now, funny enough, this is actually a bit of a warning sign for the Challenger, because we had gone out to, I want to say somewhere right inside of Georgia. And that was when I first hit 141 in this car. And I'm not kidding. It was one of the real skinny back roads. You know, it broke again. It broke again. Awesome. We're going down one of them old skinny back roads in the state of Georgia. And I said, you know what? We got to set a new land speed record. So we went for 140, and I hit a whopping 141. Now, the Scat Pack it's capable of doing so. It's just not the fastest thing to do it. Now, if I do it in the Hellcat, it does it a lot faster. I mean, it's a built cat too, so it'll move for sure. But out there in the state of Georgia, we're going on down the way. I got up there to about 140, 141. I let off, and it was, I think I came down to regular speed. I kind of heard it. What was it? Was it after the tracks or before? Was it right before the tracks I heard it though? So I was going on down the way, coming up to some railroad tracks, but I was doing the speed limit. I wasn't speeding no more. And I initially heard it scraping a little bit, I guess. But as soon as I got over the tracks, I guess it caught more on the tracks possibly, because as soon as I got over these railroad tracks, it was, let's see if I can demonstrate. It was one fell swoopy motion, my bad. Now, I pulled over and I said, hold on, let me check it out, It could be nothing, could be something. It was definitely something. It was dragging like a son of a gun. I pulled over, gave it a look, got under the car, and I found it sitting like I explained, except it was sitting kind of like that for some reason. Now this is one of those things I've never touched. I've never touched the skid plate off the Hellcat. I've never touched this. Well, now I took the splitter off of this one, so I mean, I guess I touched the splash guard, whatever. Splash guard? Skid plate. God, I can't get nothing right. So much for my trophy, right? Just broke it again. Needless to say, this was hanging off, and I had never touched it. I've never removed it, never needed to. Dodge, I don't know what y'all are doing wrong, but this stuff is not built for high speed. It ain't. But that's okay. I didn't buy them for, I'm not gonna say I didn't buy them for quality, but I didn't really buy them for quality. I bought them for the power, I bought them for the speed. And you get every bit of that, you really do, but the older they get, the quicker they fall apart. Tell you what, if you wanna buy one of these cars and you wanna go fast, you want some reliability, it's definitely there, 9 times out of 10. But if you wanna go down the road and you say, we're gonna hit 145, you better cross your fingers nothing falls off, because, well, it's gonna happen. Look, it's gonna happen. I can't make it up. I knew nobody would believe me until I showed you, but I got a whole collection. I'm kind of torn. Do I replace this stuff? Do I not? I mean, I'd call it weight reduction now. Save about 10 pounds. Now, hey, long story short, if you want to get you a Mopar, because, you know, Mopar, baby.
Mopar, baby!
I definitely recommend it. Now, if you want something that's going to hold up all through and through, don't get a Mopar. If you want something fast, get you a Mopar, but they, goodness gracious, plastics, they do not stick. Now, I could sit here and talk smack about Dodge all day, but you know what? I ain't got no business doing that. I don't got the time for that. No, what I do got time for, oh my goodness. Let's talk about TikTok for a minute, all right? People on TikTok think they're geniuses and they know everything about these cars. Well, I'm here to tell you, when it comes to TikTok, I have a video on there, it's got a whole bunch of views. It's actually in reference to the Challenger. And if I had a nickel for every single comment that said my bumper guards, yeah, my bumper guards, were gonna scratch the paint, I'd have about as much money as if I had won the lottery. And I'm not kidding. I mean, every time I scroll, there's about 1,000 comments saying how much of an idiot I am for leaving those on. Look. People tell me I'm gonna ruin my bumper by leaving bumper guards on, because I'm gonna scratch the paint. You can't scratch paint when there is no paint, for one. And I'll show you. Now these bumper guards go on the splitter that is, it's not painted. That is painted. That is not. Hear that? It's two different things. I love that people tell me I'm an idiot for leaving them on because they say remove from dealer, and well, you're not gonna be able to see that, but they do. And you know what? I left it on for the aesthetic of it because I like it, and well, it's my life, not theirs, so I really don't give a shit. I like it, I love it, and it works for me. But if anything gets me heated, it's people telling me I don't know what I'm doing because I left these on and they're gonna scratch the paint that's not painted. And I love that the 12-year-olds on TikTok think they know everything. But hey, that's enough of story time for one day. Hopefully this will give you some insight on whether or not owning a Dodge is really for you. If you enjoyed sitting here and listening to me rant about Dodge, go ahead and hit that like button.
He needs some milk!
And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. We're well on our way of hitting 1,000 subscribers. That is quite literally our official milestone to go for, so a little excited to see that happen. But ain't none of it possible without the support of you guys. And alright, babe. Yup. Alright. As always, see you in the next one.
I'm so tired.